seeing double in the projects, mad at myself, learn to put it to the side. Mama had to cater for the coops that we rode at the school on the way to Popeyes. And niggas wanna play both sides, it's a red dot, don't get on the wrong red eye. It's a headshot, then we can't woo them guys. Fuck around and bag two of them guys.
Week 4, secondary SBD. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going anything crazy or heavy. It's just the heaviest of that progressive overload, especially on deadlifts. There's no single or anything like that. Bench, still 3x8. I do want to chip what I did on bench. If I could hit 190 for a fatigue single, that'd be really cool. But because I'm going 5 kilos more on my 3x8, even if I still hit 182 again, or even 185, I think that will still be perfect to set me up for the weekend. So not really too worried about the number there. It'd just be really cool if it did happen. So that's gonna be the goal. But we'll just take what's there. So these days is not to be too egotistical as far as like pushing. You wanna really be smart, because going for something here when the main goal is the weekend can actually, ruin everything, right? So, understanding your days and understanding what they're there for and being happy with executing is ultimately going to be the best path. Same thing for squats. I honestly know that I'm not going to go over 270 today. And even with that, 270s if I feel amazing, if squats are just flying. And if I feel just pretty regular, I may take even something as light as 250, honestly, just to help give my body more energy and more preparedness for the weekend. So overall, we'll see. But the main thing is today, we're gonna find out if my technique adjustment on sumo actually was legit, or did I just make up more things in my head to try and make myself feel better. But I'm pretty sure that this last cue, or this cue that I forgot, is 100% the thing that is gonna return my deadlift back to normal. And of course, starting with 4 plates, just to make sure that that technique is actually locked in and not warm up with something that's honestly not really good, and then I still warm up wrong. So yeah, let's go ahead and find out. It's exciting. Oh. Yeah. No, that's definitely it. That's definitely it. I'm sore. So it didn't necessarily feel like amazing, but as far as like that wedge and that push off the floor, yeah, that was exactly the positioning that I was missing. So let's go to the volume sets. Hopefully the soreness kind of fades away as I keep doing the sets, but even if it doesn't, I should be okay. Should be all right. Definitely feels a lot better though. Good.
One day later.
As you can tell, that this is a whole new day. Yesterday, that shit was just not happening. Something I was able to tell is that, like, even with my bracing, I wasn't really able to brace well. The force to actually push me to the floor wasn't there. Then I started feeling like my adductor being a little weird again, and it's very rare that I legit just decide to go home. But yesterday was one of those days because I know that what I'm doing right now is experimental, and me pushing those stiff legs isn't something that I would normally have whenever I'm in a traditional lifting block. So it's one of those things where I'm able to make my workouts make sense. Priority is definitely still getting in the secondary day, but is a priority really that I need to stick to my days right now? Not really. The main thing is I need to make sure I get the work in and adapt. That's the whole purpose of this. If I were to have, lowered the weight yesterday drastically and kept my days the same for this specific phase that I'm in, that would be defeating the purpose, because it's not like I was ultimately super cooked. It was more I was acutely cooked because of what I just did, right? It wasn't because of travel or a little sleep or circumstance. It was literally just a muscle was not recovered yet, and I was trying to use it. So yeah, I moved it over to today. As you can see, finally was able to do my set. I can definitely do 2 more of these. The adductor's feeling better and better each time. I can actually feel my glutes in my sumo. So yeah, I'm glad that I moved it over. I'm probably still gonna possibly combine my leg day and put it after this SBD day, just because it may be easier to eat a lot today and then recover throughout the week. And I may give myself an extra day of recovery on Saturday and then push this primary week 4 SBD to Sunday, but we'll see. And something that I did for this session is, of course, took the rest, right? But I made sure that yesterday I did cardio, and I made sure that I really worked on like glute activation as much as I possibly can, because I know that's the thing that was fried, that's the thing that definitely is the reason why I'm not able to access my quads and why my adductor was starting to flare up, right? So I made sure that yesterday I really focused on that a lot. Today, I made sure that I focused on that a lot, especially in my warm-ups, and really try to make sure that I'm, utilizing my glute. I'm doing like, split squat, really focusing on the internal rotation and the external rotation on my hip, and making sure that I'm, checking off all those boxes and getting good stimulation in the glute and making sure that connection is there. So then when I actually came over here to the deadlifts, I could actually start warming up, keeping in mind that I know I'm still gonna feel something, but as long as I can create that connection to my quad and my glute, that this feeling in my adductor is gonna slowly go away. And then once I get to the sets that I really, need to do, like 220 and my top sets of volume, which is 255 or 562, I have to make sure that I'm actually committed to the set and not worry about the feeling, because that is what allows the feeling to kind of dissipate. As long as like the stimulus is where it needs to be, once you actually start deadlifting, that's gonna allow your body to recognize, okay, these are the muscles that we use. This is what should be operating. Okay, let's use the glute, let's use the quad. Okay, take it off the adductor. But the more hesitant you are, even when you've done all the checklists and everything's checking out and you're getting stimulus in the right spots, if you're hesitant and you keep focusing on the feeling of the weak area or the sensitive area, you're just gonna keep reinforcing that feeling over and over and over again. As you can even tell from my first set to my second set, it's obviously better. Here I'm going from a third set. I feel as if like nothing even happened yesterday. I feel as if like I didn't even have any issues with my legs at this point. So that's exactly where I want to be. Recovery and being healthy in this sport is just a matter of making the right decisions and the right calls at the right time. That's the only way you can last. Much better.
Five. Come on. Yep. Finish. Good. All you. All you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Good. RP7. 3 more.
Didn't necessarily like how that one felt, so I'm gonna go ahead and just redo it and apply the tension where I feel like I should have. Which is like I was focusing so hard on the left side, I think I kind of left my right side a little negligent. All right, this is the last one. I'm gonna try a theory. Because, I mean, of course, the bar is not perfectly even. Like, I'm not too concerned. It's okay to have that lean as long as it's done where my hips are actually where they're supposed to be. But I feel like I can kind of get it to not do that. I know I have some asymmetry on my shoulders, which is probably leading to it, but I'm just curious about this one thing. I'm gonna try it, and then we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That should do it for me today. As you can see, sometimes it's worth it to take a rest. I felt really good today, felt great. And remember just the purpose of like what your block is, right? So let's say that, ooh, my bad, hamstring was kind of like barking at me a little bit. But anyways, let's say that for instance, you know, you are peaking for a competition, you're in a peaking cycle. You don't really want to miss days because that can throw off the timing of when you're supposed to be strong. But if you're in the off season and you're building and you feel beat up and you know you're not going to get a productive session, the whole point of the sessions is to make sure you get the most out of them, right? So that way you can build your capacity up and you can adapt and you can get overall stronger. If you know that you're for real cooked and it's not just like a mental thing, then take the rest and then make sure you just get the overall quality of work in overall. But that's two different seasons. Like one season is gonna be like peaking and everything's about timing. Another season is gonna be about adaptation and overall work done. And then you need to make sure you prioritize the variables and rest. So either way, get the work in. We got the work in today. Everything felt good from the deadlifts to the bench to the squats. I was experimenting a little bit with the squats because I'm tired of my squat looking so ugly, but it is what it is. I just gotta accept that, you know, I have some asymmetries in my shoulder that's not gonna give me the best looking squat. So just deal with it. My body's adapted. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time, appreciate you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Stay blessed. Peace. Oh.